Guys, so I had a revelation. I was reading John chapter 2, right? And reading this part of the chapter is John chapter 2 verse 10. When I read this part, like something clicked, like a revelation was brought onto me, and that feeling, I don't know how to describe it, but it's amazing. And like it all made sense just by reading that verse. So it says, and saith unto him, every man at the beginning set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse, but thou hast kept the good wine until now. So with all of that, right? Remember, Jesus had the people fill all the pots with water, and and then he changed the water into wine, right? Okay, stay with me, please, because I have a book to take notes when I do. I'm doing John right now. So I wrote, whilst reading this chapter, I realized or had a revelation: before we go to God and surrender to Jesus, we do all types of sins. We sin, we be like, basically we're the bad wine. Now, yes, they did serve the good wine, the bad wine. What am I saying? They did serve all the good wine and everything already. But when Jesus turned the water into wine, that was the best wine. That was wine from the heavens, basically. Like, he changed the water into wine. So basically, they did serve all the bad wine first, and then the good wine. But intentionally, they did serve all the good wine first, and then they serve all the bad wine. So they ran out of all wine. But what I'm saying is that the good wine they served before, compared to Jesus's wine, is nothing like what the good wine they served before. So it's like we're the bad wine before we give our life to Jesus, before we turn and change to walk our narrow path, to lead us to heaven, to lead us to God, before we give up that life to Jesus and we get reborn, we get baptized, we're brand new. Now we're the wine Jesus turned, the wine Jesus turned from water. We're that wine. We're the good wine. And before he touched us, before we became before we came from under that water, when we get baptized, we're the bad wine. That's like I don't understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's like he turned us into the better version of ourselves. We're the good wine, the best wine, compared to pertaining to what John chapter 2 verse 10 says. We're basically the bad wine before we give our life to Christ. It's he turned us from water to wine, we become the best version of ourselves, basically. That's crazy. And I just needed to come and tell you all that. It was something that just clicked. I don't know if you all understood what I'm saying. Comment down below.